This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. An appeals court decision years in the making will drastically change early voting in Madison.
Amy Reed spoke with the city clerk today about what it'll mean for the November election, now just months away. Amy?
One of the big changes this ruling makes is it shortens the in-person absentee voting window from 6 weeks down to 2, and city officials worry how that's going to impact voters.
We are really concerned about the effect this will have, particularly for the November election.
The Madison city clerk is trying to figure out what the city can do to maintain accessible voting this fall.
We will do everything we can to follow the law and offer equitable access to casting a ballot, but this really makes it much more difficult.
Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald praised the decision from the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, saying this is a win for fair elections. The ruling puts municipalities in every corner of Wisconsin closer to equal footing when it comes to early in-person voting.
They can argue that it's uniform, but it is far, far from being fair, and it's far from being equitable.
The decision overturns a previous lower court ruling that argued restrictions on in-person absentee voting unfairly affected African Americans in Milwaukee. But the circuit court judge said Republicans were looking at politics, not race, with the restrictions.
Well, it looks like parties can do whatever they want now to election laws so long as they don't engage in unequivocal racial discrimination.
UW political science professor Mike Wagner said the decision could have a larger impact on racial minorities. His research shows black people already have to travel farther and Hispanic people have to wait longer to vote. At the city-county building in Madison, the clerk worries this ruling could mean the return of long, sometimes hours-long lines to vote, and given the pandemic, could lead to disenfranchisement.
That creates a situation where there could be people who feel they have no option for casting their ballot and might feel that voting is not a possibility for them.
While the clerk works to figure out how she'll manage this change, she's also sending out a record number of absentee ballots for the August primary. She encourages people to go to myvote.wi.gov to make sure that all your information is current.
Amy, thank you. And taking a look outside above our west side studios, the humidity has settled in and plenty of heat out there. Could stick around through the holiday weekend. Let's check your first one forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
There's not much hope for any thunderstorm activity to break the heat, except in a few spots. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see plenty of sunshine. A few light showers and thunderstorms have tried to pop up over the last couple of hours. You can see just a flash or two of lightning over parts of Iowa and Lafayette counties, around Lone Rock, back down toward Hollandale. But other than that, about 95% of our viewing area right now is rain-free. Temperatures are still in the mid to upper 80s. Janesville still checking in at 90 degrees. It feels like it's 96 in Janesville and 93 at Madison, thanks to dew point temperatures that are now in the lower 70s. Look for a chance of a shower or thunderstorm this evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy night. Low temperatures dropping into the upper 60s. Tomorrow, we're back in the upper 80s with partly sunny skies and just a slight chance for an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Later on, I'll take a look at our prospects for heat and whether there's any hope on the horizon to break it.
New at 6, due to the latest increase in COVID-19 cases in Dane County, the Middleton City Administrator says City Hall will not reopen as planned, but instead remain closed to the public indefinitely. Administrator Mike Davis says the library, visitor center, and tourism department will also be closed indefinitely, but the library will continue to provide curbside service. A City of Beloit employee tested positive for COVID-19 over the weekend. The city says the employee has not had in-person contact with the public while at work. Their name is not being released. This is the second city employee to test positive for coronavirus. The first was reported mid-May. The annual Dane County Breakfast on the Farm has been canceled. This year's event was originally scheduled for June 13th, but was postponed to August 1st in hopes that the spread of COVID-19 would have dropped to a level safe enough for larger gatherings. But the call was made today to cancel it.
Small businesses have been struggling for the past several months trying to navigate the pandemic and the cost of the shutdown. But businesses along Main Street in Sun Prairie have dealt with more than just a rough couple of months. For them, it's been a rough couple of years. Jamie Perez explains what they've been dealing with and what they've had to overcome. Jamie?
Well, Sun Prairie has been through a lot. In 2018, they had that downtown explosion, which businesses are still financially recovering from. And now those same businesses are dealing with the financial hardships from this pandemic. Now, you take a walk down Main Street there in Sun Prairie today, there's very little foot traffic, something that businesses obviously rely on. They've dealt with financial losses for a couple of years now, and many say that what seems to be one event after another is making it tough to stay afloat.
And people are trying to figure out ways to circumvent the impact. People are trying to figure out ways how to keep their businesses alive. And it can become a struggle very quickly.
Even though it's been tough, the tone of the community is still one of strength and hope. Many of them still flaunting their Sun Prairie Strong banners and hashtag in their window, very optimistic that they will be able to make it through this time.
We haven't forgotten. Jamie, thank you. And here are the latest statewide numbers. The positive percentage of new cases has gone down for a third straight day, dropping to 4.7%. It peaked over the weekend at 7%. DHS says nearly 13,000 people were tested in the last 24 hours, which still is about 5,000 tests shy of the state's capacity. Around 600 new cases were confirmed today as we near a total of 29,000. The good news is of those diagnosed, nearly 80% of them have now fully recovered. 5 more deaths were also reported today, bringing the total to 787.
An employee at Gray's in downtown Madison has tested positive. That is according to a Facebook post from Deja Food Group. To help prevent further spread, the group will continue to require employees and vendors to wear masks. And going forward, the company will also require customers to wear masks except when seated. And the Great Dane says 2 of their employees, one at its Fitchburg location and one at its downtown location, tested positive yesterday. For that reason, the company says it has closed indoor dining at both locations until all other potentially impacted employees can get tested. Both locations have been deep cleaned. A Milwaukee alderperson plans to introduce legislation this week to require wearing masks in public spaces to limit the spread of the virus. The legislation that is being called MKE Cares will closely resemble the mask ordinance that was approved for the city of Los Angeles. It comes as more than 70 Milwaukee businesses are calling on the mayor and common council to require masks to be worn in public spaces.
A local cafe says it will be closing next month. According to a Facebook post, the owners of Good Food Low Carb Cafe on Cottage Grove Road says between COVID and pretty extensive vandalism to their property, this year has just been too much to withstand. Its final day of service will be Saturday, July 25th. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is investigating the death of a man after his body was pulled from some water in Monona days after a high-speed crash.
His body was found yesterday in a lagoon near the Beltline. Amanda Quintana is here now with those details.
It all started with a car crash on Saturday morning. DOJ says Monona police saw a car they believe to be related to violent crimes in Madison. They say it sped past officers and then crashed into some trees. The driver ran off and a search team along with a canine track couldn't find them. 2 days later, yesterday, a body was found in a lagoon on River Place Drive in Monona, nearby where that driver crashed. Although DOJ didn't directly say the body is that of the driver, that seems to be what they're investigating. The officers involved are on administrative leave. That is department policy.
Amanda, thank you. There is now a $10,000 reward being offered for information leading to an arrest in connection with a hate crime investigation in downtown Madison. Last week, an 18-year-old black woman said she was attacked by a group of men who sprayed lighter fluid at her and lit her on fire. The Center for Combating Anti-Semitism, in partnership with the Meisel Family Foundation, is offering a $5,000 reward. That's in addition to Madison Area Crime Stoppers reward of $5,000. For the first time, we're hearing from one of the restaurants targeted by a man who now faces federal extortion charges. Devonna Ray Johnson was caught on video bringing a bat into the Cooper's Tavern last week and disrupting people inside. He now faces federal charges for allegedly threatening to have protesters destroy businesses if they did not donate money to his Venmo account. The Cooper's Tavern posted on Facebook that they respect people's right to protest and they understand that protests can be disruptive, but the post goes on to say that if this goes beyond disturbance to threats of physical violence, quote, it is our legal duty of care to keep staff and guests safe while they are on the property. The post recognizes that racial bias is systemic, that Black Lives Matter, and that marginalized voices need to be heard. It also says the threat to use a baseball bat crossed the line that, quote, made the people we are obligated to protect feel unsafe.
Two Dane County deputies and a police canine were injured yesterday after responding to a call of a man outside of a woman's home in the middle of the night. This happened in the town of Oregon. A woman who had previously reported concerns about her ex-boyfriend called police around 1:45 yesterday morning after seeing a man standing outside of her home. When deputies arrived, they found 40-year-old Keith Staley of Pasadena, California. They say he ignored demands and threatened the officer's life. A struggle ensued and a police canine was deployed. Staley is accused of kicking and hitting the dog. Deputies say he also tried to disarm a deputy by grabbing a gun from their holster. Both deputies were treated and released at a local hospital, and the canine was also treated by a local veterinarian. There is a new push at UW-Madison to keep the Abe Lincoln statue on Bascom Hill. It's in response to recent demands to take it down. The college Republicans of UW-Madison launched a petition to oppose a group of students who called for the removal of the statue last week. They said the president was publicly anti-black and does not represent emancipating slaves. The new petition says, quote, "While we certainly admit that President Lincoln is not perfect when examining him under today's moral lens, erasing our shared history does not lead to progress." The college Republicans said in a press release they condemn racism and prejudice in all forms.
The president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, Michael Johnson, is asking a state board to consider adding a statue of Vel Phillips to the Capitol building. Phillips was the first African-American in the country to be elected to statewide office, the first African-American woman to graduate from the UW-Madison Law School, and the first African-American judge in the state of Wisconsin. Madison School Board voted unanimously yesterday to end the district's contract with the Madison Police Department. Now there is a similar effort in Verona. A petition to remove police officers from the high school has several hundred signatures. It says officers in schools causes marginalized students to be afraid and stressed. It says it is essential to make sure schools are safe, but that safety can be achieved without police officers.
Still ahead at 6, a couple of chances to learn more about the Madison School District's finalists for superintendent. Plus, a closer look at the Saharan dust now over the continental U.S. Stay with us.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project, and free installation all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feltco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Or get $100 off our Athlete's Choice Bed-in-a-Box lineup. Check out the Queen Size Summit Firm. Only $189.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate Casper's arrival at Denver Mattress, score special savings on all Casper mattresses and accessories. Better move fast. These deals will be gone before you know it.
Today, some things do stand firm. Those you can lean on, the things that matter, and the importance of you being you. That's why, no matter the type of care you need, or the way you need it, we're here every day, safe and ready. Because wherever you are in your world, you're the focus of ours. Safe care your way. Unity Point Health Meredith, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Even though this year's Taste of Madison event didn't happen, it still raised more than $34,000 for the Second Harvest Food Bank. Madison Festivals, Inc., which organizes the Taste of Madison, says it still wanted to raise money this year, even though the in-person event has to be called off due to the pandemic. They say since its inception, Taste of Madison has donated more than $1 million back to the community. Happening tonight and tomorrow, there is a chance to virtually meet the finalists for MMSD's superintendent position. Last week, the finalists were announced: Dr. Carol Kelly and Dr. Carlton Jenkins. Tonight at 7:15, you can get to know Dr. Jenkins, and tomorrow at 7:15, you can get to know Dr. Kelly. The event will be live streamed on the Madison Schools Facebook page.
Over the past several weeks, the Saharan dust has been a popular topic. Starting today, it has moved into the Gulf of Mexico, bringing a haze along the Gulf Coast. Meteorologist Chris Reese breaks down exactly how it works.
You've heard us talking about Saharan dust on social media probably for the past couple of weeks now. You've seen pictures from the Gulf Coast states of just how thick that's been. We even have a thin layer here in Wisconsin. That's led to some of these vibrant sunrises and sunsets that we've seen as of late. It's not as thick as what we've seen along the Gulf Coast, but they are already getting in on a second plume of this dust. Now, where exactly does it come from? Well, you heard the term Saharan dust. Yes, that comes right from the Sahara Desert and then travels across the globe, all the way over the Atlantic, and then eventually into the Gulf of Mexico and up through the United States. This has good implications as well. It quells the tropics, so you're not going to get a lot of tropical development with this dry dust coming across the Atlantic Ocean. At the same time, you're still going to get those vibrant sunrises and sunsets that we've seen lately here in Wisconsin.
Still to come tonight in sports, a hit today for baseball fans as the minor league announces there will be no 2020 season.
But first, more heat and humidity this week. Gary will rejoin us with his complete First Warn forecast. Stay with us.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. This 4th of July, in just 10 minutes, you'll look incredible. This is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. It feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and you know, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real. This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
As our communities begin to reopen in the wake of COVID-19, rest assured that SSM Health is ready with enhanced safety measures so you and your family are protected. In person or online, we're here. Schedule a visit today.
I got your back, you got mine. Think about you all the time. Together we can come through. That's what love's made of.
When it's made with love, it's made to be shared.
Heat and humidity will be sticking around for a while longer. High temperature trend over the next 10 days. Average high temperature now at 82 degrees beginning tomorrow, and that's as high as we normally get during the year. But you can see every day over the next 10 days, we're expecting to see high temperatures above that mark. We have alert days in the forecast for the 4th of July Saturday and for Sunday for high temperatures in the lower 90s. Heat index values up around 100 with dew point temperatures around 70 degrees. And right now, it looks like the weekend will be dry. Three things you need to know in the forecast: that heat will continue to build. Highs will be in the upper 80s. A few places could touch 90 over the next couple of days, but the 90s are more likely Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm. We're seeing a couple out there right now, but about 95% of our viewing area not getting any rain. And then with the hot weather coming in for the weekend, the atmosphere continues to expand, and that just kind of suppresses thunderstorm development. You can see on Weather Track, upper level winds, what little there are coming from the southwest. And you can see just a couple of isolated showers or thunderstorms popping up over southern Wisconsin. More concentrated areas of showers and storms are to our south and east, and also to our north and west. But in between, there's just a lot of warm air aloft, and that's keeping thunderstorms from developing. There's a stationary front where a few of these showers and storms are developing along. Really, it's more of a wind shift than anything else. As we look at the Doppler track, you can see right along that front, we're starting to see a couple of showers and thunderstorms pop up. But look at how little of southern Wisconsin is getting any rain right now. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 80s in areas that aren't getting any rain, which is about, like I say, about 95% of the area. A little cooler to our south and west, where there has been a little more cloud cover and some showers and thunderstorms. But notice the dew point temperatures. They're in the upper 60s to the lower to middle 70s. That is tropical type moisture. And on future track, you can see these showers and storms tend to die down at night. We'll stay relatively dry for most of the night and through much of the day tomorrow before a shower or storm might pop up in the afternoon and the evening. We'll repeat the process again on Thursday, maybe an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Then as we head into Friday, it looks like the heat continues to expand, and that keeps the rain threat away for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Take a look at future track precipitation through Monday of next week. We're looking at generally probably less than a tenth of an inch over much of southern Wisconsin, and through the end of next week, maybe up to an inch to an inch and a half, but there'll be some areas that pick up a couple of inches and areas that get heavier thunderstorms. But for the most part, we're not going to see a lot of rain there. Tomorrow, high of 88. Again, can't rule out an afternoon shower or thunderstorm chance, but most of us will probably stay dry. 7 to 10 day forecast. Highs go up to the 90s beginning on Friday through the weekend. I did have thunderstorm chances for just about every day next week, but any given day, about a 30% chance. Most of the time, we'll be dry with highs in the upper 80s.
And coming up in sports, touchdown catching Michael Dieter named to BTN's all-decade offensive line. We'll explain how the former Badger earned that honor next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Reveal the true beauty of wood with Pittsburgh Paramount Advanced Stain and Sealant in one. UV, water, and mildew resistant. All 11% off. Timbercrest Premium Double 4-inch siding is 15% thicker than standard vinyl siding with a natural wood grain appearance. Right now, get 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Get a $150 MasterCard during Steinhafels 4th of July sale when you take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months. Now's the time to save 35% store-wide plus an extra 5% off. On top of that, free no-contact shipping. Get amazing deals priced to sell out like any size Sealy, $99. Twin bed, $299. 5-piece patio set or a 7-piece dining set, $399. Power lift chair or these sofas, $499. Hurry, Steinhafels 4th of July sale ends soon.
There's time for adventure, there's people that treasure and moments that no one can hold. There's so much to see when you're wandering free on this little blue world we call home. We call home, the only one we've ever known.
As the weather gets warmer, get outside and see all the beauty Wisconsin has to offer. And let Meineke get you there safely. Make an appointment and save $20 on any oil change package. Prices starting as low as $14.99. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites and always a smile.
Another hot and humid day is on the way as Chris Reese looks ahead to our holiday weekend forecast.
And parents, you know how hard it is to get your kids to socially distance? We'll have some advice on setting up safe playdates this summer.
We'll see you starting at 4:30 Wednesday.
During his 4 years at Wisconsin, Michael Dieter did just about everything for the Badgers on the offensive line. He started at left guard, he started at center, he even started games at left tackle. In fact, Dieter never missed a start. 54 games and a school record 54 starts. As a senior, he was named the Big Ten's Offensive Lineman of the Year. He caught a touchdown pass against Illinois, and now Dieter has a spot on the Big Ten's all-decade offensive line. And speaking of the last 10 years, in the Big Ten Conference, only Ohio State has a better record than Wisconsin. Since 2010, the Badgers have won 102 games, 3 Big Ten championships, 5 division titles, played in 10 bowl games, and made the trip out to Pasadena 5 times. 2020 is a big one for Kenny Clark. It's a contract year for the Green Bay defensive tackle, and the 4-year pro is coming off a Pro Bowl season. So he's expecting big things. So are the Packers. The only problem, nobody knows what this season will bring. Training camp starts in 4 weeks, but as Clark said on ESPN Wisconsin's Wilde and Tausch, there's not a lot of details on how camp and the season will go.
The thing is, nobody knows. You know, nobody knows. Like, every day is something different. So, the coach, whether it's the coaches, whether it's, people upstairs that's contacting us, like, nobody knows, what's going to happen, day to day. So that's just the toughest part right now.
And minor league baseball announced there will be no 2020 season, which means no Beloit Snappers baseball this summer. Snappers released a statement after the news broke saying, while we are disappointed we won't be playing baseball in 2020, our top priority is and will always be the safety of our fans, players, and staff. And we agree wholeheartedly with the minor league baseball's decision. They went on to say that we are confident that baseball will return to Beloit. So disappointing news, but you kind of expected it after everything that's going on right now.
Please don't let it affect Major League Baseball.
I'll do my best.
And Gary's here with a final check.
You don't know. Sometimes it's like the weather. You just don't know. And I mean, we've expected some showers and thunderstorms to pop up. They're just starting to do so. But you can see how small these areas of thunderstorms are. About 95% of southern Wisconsin right now rain-free. But there are a few places, like just south and west of Lone Rock and maybe just to around Hollandale, that could be getting some heavy downpours right now. Temperatures are still in the middle 80s. Janesville still checking in at 90. It feels like 96 in Janesville, 93 in Madison, thanks to the heat index with dew point temperatures well into the 70s. For tomorrow, look for high temperatures back in the upper 80s. Again, a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon or evening, and then temperatures in the 90s for the holiday weekend and upper 80s for much of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.